go ahead and get started. We'll let Coach Roberts make a brief opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions for Coach Roberts, followed by questions for our student athletes.
First off, just want to point out that this is a team game. Offenses don't win it, defenses don't win it. Indians won this football game tonight. I'm very, very proud of the effort of our football team and the way that we stepped up and the way we made the plays we had to make in order to win this game. Down in the locker room, I reminded our football team of 2 consecutive weeks last year where first game against Lafayette we couldn't stop anybody and we had to outscore them and we were able to get that done. And then the very next week we couldn't move the football on anybody. We had to shut them out in order to win a football game. And both of those were very, very significant, equally significant in winning the conference championship. So it is a team game. There's no doubt about that. And obviously there's a lot of things with our football team that we need to improve upon. But I was proud of our effort and proud that we got a win. Anytime you get a conference win, it's huge for your football team. Second thing is I'm proud of a lot of individuals that came in that played significant roles tonight after people got hurt, people that hadn't been in a game very much previously. We were without a ton of players. We are a very beat up and very wounded football team right now. Without Tyrell Johnson, Matt Reedy, Joe Smith, Evan Vandola goes down in tonight's ball game. Reggie goes down there in the second or third play of the ball game, something like that. And we had individuals that came in and stepped up their game and overcame. Marcus Brown, I thought at safety for his first start of his career, came in and did a heck of a job. Trevor Gillott, who's our third slot guy on all of our punt protection stuff, came in and had to do the deal tonight for our football team. And that's just one of many individuals that stepped up and played roles on our football team. Missing Hoflinger, we were really missing Orrin O'Neill, and then Hoflinger got hurt, and down to Tyler Chambers, and I can't wait to watch that young man play. It just almost broke his heart that he dropped that ball on the pass play down at the goal line. But boy, he came in, a walk-on kid out of Colorado, and just gave it everything he had. And again, I'm not sure how he played, but I know he went in there and he played hard for the Indians to have an opportunity to win the game. Bottom line is I'm proud of our football team. There's a lot of things that people can nitpick and point at that weren't good enough. We won a game, and that's all that counts.
Coach, talk a little bit about some of the times that Corey was able to use his feet to advance the ball when other things weren't working, kind of stretch the defense and even mention it.
Well, that stepped up real big for us tonight, and he was able to make some plays on the run, both running the football and throwing the football on the run that allowed us an opportunity to win the football game. And then obviously scoring that last touchdown was huge. We're down there, I believe it was third down when he scored that touchdown, and second down, something like that. Thank you, Matt. You know, we're down there thinking we got to stick it in. We do not want to go into overtime in this ball game. We've got to find a way to stick it in, and Corey made a big play for us. Well, that was a great call too, to run that particular time.
The call there was to spread them out. You had 3 wide on the right, to spread them out and let Corey.
No, we were running the option. We were running the option. He had an opportunity to cut it up or to take it to the edge and pitch the football. You have to ask him. I'm not sure exactly what he saw. Maybe the defensive end got out wide or might have made a boat call. I'm not sure.
They blitzed. They had a guy come off the end. I mean, we made a speed call.
Speed call.
Guy, but you know they came so much outside trying to contain us. It opened up in the middle, cut it back. We do it all the time in practice. So
good play.
How would you describe the offense between the second series and the last series?
Second series, moving the football and turning it over. We had, look here, we had our highest output of the year offensively, I believe, but turn the ball over. When you turn it over, you can't put any points on the board. And Monroe's got a heck of a defense and have a heck of a football team. And we were fortunate to be able to overcome that and win the game tonight.
Coach, talk about what a 2-0 start in conference does for this team.
Well, it's huge. Obviously, we have to be successful here at home because we only have 3 home conference games. We've already got the one on the road that we need. We need to pick up a couple of more here at home and then find a way to win a few of those last 3 on the road. So it's huge. like I said, anytime you win a conference game, it's big. You've got to find a way to win a conference game in order to get to where you want to be at the end of the season. So, last time I looked at that scoreboard, it said 10-6, Arkansas State, and I'm excited about that.
Are you seeing any advantages now in shaking things up with Corey and Travis? And
Hey, you know, Todd, it's something we're continuing to evaluate. We'll go in and look at this film. I'll tell you, with both those guys sitting right in here, both of them did some things to help us win this football game, but they both made some mistakes that are part of the learning curve of being a college quarterback. And I can sit here and I can talk about those types of things that they will get better at because of tonight's experience. But how it's going to play out next week, you know, I can't answer that question right now.
What were some of the things you did going into this week with your running game, knowing that you didn't have an experienced lead blocker in there? Did that change your approach at all with what you did?
Well, to be honest with you, we wanted to go 2 tight ends and Warren O'Neal at fullback, and that was the only thing that we found defensively that we felt like we could know what we were going to get and have a good game plan going into that. But obviously we couldn't do that. What we've done is try to bring Tyler along with a minimal package at the fullback position, things that you know, aren't necessarily that complicated, that can give him some confidence doing that, and then use our tight ends as our fullback. Get into 2 tight end personnel and motion one of them off, and let David Johnson be the tight end. Then he gets hurt, and that took us out of that as well for a number of series.
Corey, the drive, the scoring drive where you ended up putting the winning touchdown on the board, can you just tell me your thoughts on that drive in particular, and when you took over, your mindset when the offense went out on the field? And I guess, was there pressure, or what was there confidence? What was it like in the huddle?
Well, there's always confidence with our offense. I mean, we know that when we play, you know, we don't think there's a defense that can stop us. You know, tonight, the guys around, you know, the quarterback position, the offensive line, the running backs, and the wide receivers really stepped up. You know, we put our team in some rough situations. You know, our defense stepped up huge, and, you know, going to that last drive, you feel like it's, you know, it's your time. You know, you've got to come out and score and let your defense know that you're going to be behind them when they make a huge stop. You know, that you're going to put it in, you know, take the lead late in the game.
Did you regret that pass on the series previous? You know, obviously you would regret it, but I mean, it was kind of into double coverage. And
yeah, you know, it's hard to sit here and tell you, you know, what you're thinking when you're dropping back and there's the 4th quarter and you're losing and you're down the goal line. And, you know, of course you regret it because it got picked, you know, but you know, the biggest thing about it is, you know, what your team has expected is to come back the next series when you get a chance and, you know, to put it in. And, you know, we got the opportunity, we did that, and, you know, came out of the win.
Did you feel like you had to make up for that mistake, that particular mistake, when you retook the field, that you needed to make up for that one particular play?
Yeah, well, you know, personally, anytime you make a mistake, you know, you always want to make up for it, but that can get you in bad situations. You know, when you try to make too big of a play, you try to push the ball too much, you know, feeling that it's all on your shoulders. You know, I just tried to go back out there and know that my offensive line's behind me and my back's behind me, that the wide receivers aren't going to chop anything, you know. And when you have that confidence with your offense, you know, you're going to do good things. So we just knew all we had to do was go down there, execute our game plan, and score.
Corey, you're feeling a little bit more comfortable at this point in the season in terms of when to throw, when to run, when to stand tall in the pocket, when to tuck and go with it, because it seemed like you had a lot of poise in terms of when you ran the ball tonight.
Yeah, like I said, I feel more comfortable every game we play. You know, I am a freshman, and, you know, it is fun, you know, getting your first experience. But in the same time, there's a lot of things that, you know, I should already know. You know, when to throw the ball away, when I make a good move to get out of the pocket to throw the ball away, or, you know, not throwing the double coverage, stuff like that. But yeah, I am getting more comfortable with the offense. You know, it's a different game when you're coming out of high school and you're going to college. So like I said, I get more comfortable every game we play.
Reggie, on the play that you got hurt, could you just tell me what happened, if you rolled your ankle or what it was, and what it took to get you to come back out on the field?
I just rolled my ankle, and as far as what it took, I just knew that I needed to go out there and give out my heart and everything, so put the pain behind me. Pain's on the temporary conference championship and all that forever.
Could you tell that it slowed you a little bit once you were out there?
I mean, I wasn't able to make the cuts that I could, so I just knew that I had to get down south, run north and south, and make the plays that I needed to make.
That little carry you had to set up the 1st and 10, 1st and 11, it wasn't a very long game, but it might have been one of your biggest runs of the night. What was going through your mind before that play?
Which
You set up the, actually it set up, I think it set up Corey's on the last series, yeah.
Just get the first down so we can keep moving, you know. Fourth down isn't going to be too pretty down there in the end zone, in the red zone, so we have to score.
Kayam, is there a mystique or a pride? I mean, this is another one of these games, 7 in a row at home that you have won, that you guys have won. The defense just continues to play superior here. What is it about winning games here?
I mean, as a football team here, you know, Indian Stadium, we know it's important. We're playing in front of our home crowd. We have another energy level to us. I mean, it's important to us. You know, it's a conference game for us. So, I mean, we play hard. We give it all we got.
Just talk about the way y'all defended, and lots been made about y'all trying to defend the spread offense and the way, as well as y'all played tonight. Just talk about overall defensive performance against, especially doing what they do offensively.
Well, I mean, they threw a lot of things at us, but the coaches came out with a good game plan for us. I mean, we threw different coverages, different schemes at them, and we performed very well, and we just read our keys, you know, made minimal mistakes, and just gave it all that we had.
Coach, going back to some of the injuries that we were talking about earlier, looking back at your, you know, at your career, have you been involved in a season in which you've had so many injuries kind of hit so early, so many guys who, you know, you've gone in counting on?
You know, I don't know when all those occurred. Last year we had 22 surgeries. 22 surgeries that affected our season. We ended up having, I think, 24 or something like that for the year. Last year we had individuals step up, like Brandon Rollins, that wasn't getting a whole lot of playing time, stepped up, and Reggie Green got a chance to fill in a lot of those voids. We had a lot of injuries last year. Unfortunately, it's hit us again this year a little bit, but not as many season-ending injuries at this point. Hopefully we'll start getting some of these guys back.
Does that experience last year from the guys that have been through it, do you think it makes you mentally tougher to develop or to handle adversity this year?
I think as a program we're getting mentally tougher. Now, if you'd asked me that 2 weeks ago, I probably wouldn't have answered that the same way. But I think as a program, the expectations of the young men that are here in this room and down there in that locker room are higher. We've recruited better. We've got better young players that can step in and fill those roles for us. Again, it's something that occurs in football. You're not at full strength when you don't have your starters out there, but you still have to play the game, so somebody has to step up and win the game for it. And also echo what Kayam said there about our crowd. Unbelievable crowd tonight. Unbelievable. You know, people talk about, you know, the swamp, how loud it is, and playing in Knoxville, they're playing in Auburn, they're playing University of Texas A&M. That crowd tonight affected the outcome of the ball game tonight. Third downs throughout the ball game were on their feet, and then that last drive made a big, big difference. And these guys will tell you, hearing that crowd up there, you know, it makes them concentrate more. It makes them give better effort, knowing that they have a lot on the line for a lot of people.
Jonathan, you came back last week against Florida International, but coming back tonight, being at home, your first home game since last October, describe to me what it was like for you just to be back in Indian Stadium playing in front of the home fans tonight.
I mean, it's getting loud, and it's just kind of numbing, really, where you just, all you feel is just your heart beating, and you want to go out there and do all you can, you know, just to put the program out there and win a game for them. And man, they helped a lot just to pump us up, and I mean, it felt great.
Let's talk about that last series. What a difference a year makes. You know, last year down in Monroe, you guys gave up the touchdown last drive, but this year, last drive, inexperienced quarterback compared to last year, Stephen Giles. Just talk about that last drive.
I mean, well, it was kind of similar as last year. You know, we went down there, scored, and they had 2 minutes left, and I just was telling the guys, I'm like, man, doesn't it feel good? We can get revenge right here, just like last year. We can come out there and not let them score. And everyone just stepped up, played their hearts out. They were all pumped up. I mean, just before when we scored and the kickoff, all the defenses got up and we're getting pumped up. The fans are going crazy, and I mean, it helps a lot just having those fans getting loud.
Travis, how do you feel about the way you played tonight? Just your game personally.
I thought I didn't play very well. I mean, the first pass I threw a bad ball, got picked off. I didn't take care of the football. I fumbled on, I believe it was the first or second series in the second half, and I can't do that.
Any other questions for the student athletes or coach? Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.